Hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. Now that the temps have cooled, it's time to start making my way to the lower desert. This trip is kind of a halfway point between the low desert and the base of some mountains. I was interested in this large limestone rock outcropping. Sometimes these formations have caves, and caves equal shelter. Good places to lay low. So I decided to circumnavigate the formation to see if I would come across anything. So please join me as I head out into the desert to discover what once was.
There's ice on this shed Joshua tree. Ice crystals all over it. You know what that means? It means it's cold. It's like right at freezing here on the edge of the low desert. And what this means is there are no rattlesnakes out. That's right. We can walk wherever we want right now without fear of rattlesnakes. This is a very exciting moment for me. I've been waiting months for this. Yes. So as you can see behind me is mountain range, and just to the west, we're slowly, gradually going down into the very low desert. We're kind of in between right now. I'm not exactly sure what, I guess I could check to see what my elevation is. I did just check. I'm at about 3,800 feet. So up there it goes up to 7,000 feet or so, and then we're going to drop down another 1,000 feet to like 28, probably lower, to just a wash at the very bottom. So this is an interesting area right here. Not too far from this area are springs and caves that no doubt have been occupied since prehistoric times. I mean, not currently occupied, but have been in the past. So we're gonna walk, there's some limestone outcroppings all in this area, and I've never explored this general area. And as I've mentioned in a lot of the videos, just doing like a circumnavigation of a spot, checking the ground and everything, it's an absolute time suck. So we're gonna come, I'm saying my dog and I are gonna go wrap around this area here, and we're just gonna have a look, see if we come across any caves or any artifacts, because I know there's stuff out here. It's a little difficult in this particular area to find things on the ground, like say points or anything, because you can see the ground is just, it's really rocky, so it'd be hard to distinguish, but you never know what you can come across. And maybe we can come across another cave that has evidence of, people occupying it, such as, remnants of fire, like scorched ceilings and stuff. Anyway, that's what we're up to. This is probably going to be a bit of a short morning. We've got a couple hours to explore out here, so I think it's going to be interesting. You can see all this limestone outcropping where I'm pointing at here. It's a great spot for small caves and stuff. So we're going to head in that direction, see if we come across anything. And as I mentioned, there's a mountain range here, and not far to the west is another mountain range. This is kind of how it is in this kind of geographic area. It's just mountain range. Deep valley, mountain range, deep valley, and so on and so forth. People would have gone, from range to range in search of game, resources of that nature. So there's no doubt people were crossing this area. They would have known where springs were, they would have known where the animals were, and things of that nature. So little things like this isn't much here, but this is just an example. These could have been stop-off points. Storm's coming, in the distance there's going to be a small cave, a small shelter. You can at least pass the night there and relative comfort, get out of the wind, the rain, whatever. So that's what I'm looking for, places like this, because generally you may find evidence, artifacts around places like this. And most of the time it's simply just lithic material where people may have, they're stopped overnight, so they're just going to sharpen a point, work on a knife blade, anything of this nature. It's just good, and also it gets us out and gets us exploring around. You never really know what you're going to come across out in the desert. Follow this drainage for a bit. Looks like this will lead us to the edge of this limestone outcrop. That's a cave right there. And it's got blackened Oh yeah, we totally just came across one. Oh yeah. Look at that. It looks like at any given moment one of these rocks might come out and fall on my head, but we're gonna stop in here anyway. Yeah, definitely evidence of fire. Look at this, you can see all the blackening here. And you can see how rocks were positioned. Look at this. Now, I'm not saying this is prehistoric by any means. I mean, this could be anything, but there's charred rocks in here. So, all right, well, we found one thing. Definitely would have been a good spot for shelter. All right, well, not bad. We're gonna take a minute and just kind of have a look, see if we see any lithic material in here. Do have evidence of rocks. These rocks are halfway buried. They're pretty deep, so there's been an accumulation of sand and stuff that would have come up and buried stuff. So there's no telling how deep this actually goes. But I'm just under the assumption that if there's any type of shelter out here, whether it just be a simple overhang or a cave, people would have been attracted to these spots throughout time, just for the obvious reasons. Do take note of the positioning of the rocks. Could just be a simple firing, or it could be something else. It obviously extends out, so, and there's evidence of fire all up in here. So this might have been a lot deeper, and it might have crumbled over time. It might have had a larger rock wall to it. So no telling without, actually excavating the thing, but that's one. That's pretty cool. So I was starting down here in this drainage. That's where that first shelter is. And I'm going to walk this limestone spine across and see if we come across anything as we get near this part of it over here. All right, here we go. We've got some obvious lithic material here, chert. This is a good sign. This is a residue from tool processing. All right, and that's right near this sheer limestone edge here of this spine. So that goes without saying that people were hanging out here. No doubt this would have been a good vantage point. You've got lots of almost 180-degree view to the west and south. So yeah, would have been a good spot to kick back and see what's happening. Whoa, what do we got here? Man, must have been a cold night for that guy. Yeah, he's alive all right. Well, we're at the base here, and nothing here as far as shelter, but this would have been a good spot to at least get out of the sun. So there might be some lithic material along the edge here. That's a big old desert tortoise over there. Yeah, we do have some lithic material scattered here and there against this wall. Like I said, it would have been a good spot to get out of the wind for a second. Although in the summertime, it would have been cooking right here all the way till sunset since it's facing west. But, mornings would have been nice. All right, we're almost to the base of the upper limestone outcrop, and wanted to give you, you can see to the west, this whole stretch of lower desert as it reaches the next mountain range. It's quite a stretch, but you can see there's mountains everywhere, and then expanses of lower desert valley. So what I just came across was this limestone spine right here, and we found that first shelter right at the corner, kind of the south facing corner here where my finger's pointing. And I just went around the west face of this. On my way back, I'll hit the east side, see if there's anything there. That would have been a good spot to shelter from the western sun. But we're gonna get up here and walk along the edge of this upper outcropping and see if there's anything up here. Chances are there's not much, but I always keep my expectations low. However, people would have been up high looking, spotting animals, spotting other people. You know, there always would have been people up high to get a view of the surrounding area. Well, this is an interesting chunk of rock I'm at. It's not just limestone. I think there's there might be some volcanic tuff in here, but this is an interesting section of it. You know, geologically speaking, you can see the different layers. It's crazy. Look at that. I mean, there's obviously different layers. I think it's absolutely fascinating. Look at how loose this stuff is. There's like river rocks embedded in these layers all the way up here. It's a trip. It's also probably somewhat dangerous. It's all loose, and it's, you know, any given moment, a chunk of it might come down. All right, nothing at the top here. I just walked and searched along the base here. So we're gonna go back down and make our way back over here to that lower limestone spine, and I'll go around the east side. We'll just slowly make our way through here and see if we come across any artifacts on the ground. Okay, well, good news. We've got some lithic debris here, and we're getting close to this limestone outcropping, the lower one, and we're finding more lithic debris. So I want to go investigate right where my finger is, this spot right here. I mean, it's not quite level, but it's up against the backside of this, and as you can see where the sun is, when that sun moves, it's going to create shade on this side. So it would have been a good spot to hang out in the afternoon, work on your tools, and prepare yourself for whatever's coming next. So it's not even afternoon yet, and this is already creating a place to get out of the sun. So when it's hot out here, this would have been an ideal spot to just chill out. And it still gives you views looking at this range. I don't know. Take a moment and just kind of look at this area real quick along this edge here. Wow, this is interesting. So I've been looking the whole time, and I hadn't seen any agave, but right here on this limestone wedge here, there's our agave. There's not much of it, but it's here. Yeah, so there may be an old agave roasting pit around here somewhere that I haven't found. I have to get on Google Earth and do some searching, but yeah, there's more agave right here. All right, we're gonna get down and check out this drainage along the side. We didn't find anything up top here, so that's the way it rolls. We did find agave though. I've been looking for that. We just came out right here, and here is the shelter. So we're gonna take one more look in there and then wrap this up. Okay, so once again, there's plenty of evidence of fire blackened here.
That's a piece of limestone. Yeah. Well, that's still pretty cool. Prehistoric, I would say without a doubt. Definitely, all the way up into present times. You know, good place to get out of the wind and rain and have a little fire. So there's definitely evidence people have been in here because there's rock structures that are half buried. But, you know, that could be anything, really, anytime. So prehistoric, don't know. I would say without a doubt personally, but, you know, I'm not a professional. And like I said, utilized up into the present. So there you have it. All right. That was a pretty cool day of walking around out here. We did find lithic materials, so people have been in the area going back to those times. I have to get, oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of agave right here to the entrance. How about that? So yeah, always a good time out in the desert. It's cooled off now. So we'll be able to do a little more carefree exploring, a little more peace of mind as far as snake problems. And as always, folks, thank you very much for watching. I got lots more content on the way. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It is free and it helps the channel tremendously. We will see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.